Because they, hello everyone. It is Counselor at Large Julia Mejia. Today is Wednesday, May the 19th. Oh my God, May the 19th. And you're tuning into Woke Women Wednesdays, when we talk about all things Black and brown in the time of COVID and the breakdown. And you know how it works. At 11 o'clock in the morning, you kick off your morning on Wednesdays with Senator Dianne Wilkerson. And then at 8 o'clock, I wrap things up and let you know how we're living. So tonight we have a very special show for you in store. It is one of my favorite nonprofit organizations. I've actually am almost embarrassed to say that I've been around as long as they have been around. And I think I went to one of their first, if not one of their first few teen empowerment priest conferences. So go way back in this scene. And so I'm incredibly grateful to be joined here with two women who are part of teen empowerment, who are going to talk to us about an amazing project and ways for us to be able to plug into. So without further ado, I'm going to bring them into the mix. Hello. Welcome to Woke Women Wednesdays. How are you?
Hello. Doing great. I'm really glad to be here. Thank you.
So first, I see that Carrie has also joined us. I'm going to just ask if you could first, for our viewers, if you could first introduce yourself. Sherry, tell us who you are, what your role is in the organization that you work for.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Sherry Bridgeman. I am the artistic director for Teen Empowerment. Actually, I just started in this position probably a year ago, but I was the Boston director for, several years, and a program coordinator for Teen Empowerment before that. So right now, my role is to focus on the development of our Arts for Social Justice work. So that's what I'm doing now at Teen Empowerment.
Awesome. So I want to introduce one of our super celebrities because, Carrie is a celebrity, and I met her through Teen Empowerment. So you want to introduce yourself, Carrie? Tell us who you are and what you do at Teen Empowerment.
Hello, everyone. Peace, love, and hair grease. It's Carrie, aka Care Bear, but I am a youth organizer, or you can say youth activist at Teen Empowerment. I've been at Teen Empowerment for 6 years now. I started when I was 14, and now I am 20. So I'm kind of like an OG, but not an OG, but you feel me. And the work that I do is I do a lot of community engagement work, getting the community involved in what's going on politically, socially, and not just politically and socially, but we bring the community together. Before Teen Empowerment was really known for our barbecues. We used to have these huge basketball tournaments that brought the community together, movie nights, you name it. So that's just some of the work. In addition to leading a lot of the protests last year that happened during the pandemic, in the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement as well. So that is a little bit of the work that I do and that Teen Empowerment has been known for.
Yes. So I would have to say is that as a long term, I feel like I am the OG and the OGs because I started off my career in youth development, and Teen Empowerment was one of the nonprofit organizations in the early 90s that we worked in partnership with around a lot of the violence prevention efforts. So to see the organization grow over the last 30 years has just been amazing, right? And how steadfast Teen Empowerment has been. And it's a youth-led organization. So when they talk about teen empowerment, it literally is young people leading the way. And the model that you all have created around youth and adult collaboration is beautiful. I've been to some of your events. You do intergenerational dialogues where you create space for elders to also have community and conversation with young people. You bring police and young people together. Like, I see Teen Empowerment as the convener of all things that deal with tension and conflict and creating beautiful spaces for people to work together across their differences. So why I was so excited to bring y'all here today, though, because y'all are coming out with a movie.
Yes.
Everybody needs to know about this movie. So Sherry, tell us a little bit about, because I think the trailer has already come out, right? Like, and it's going to debut big time on the screen next week. So can you talk to us a little bit about that? And Carrie, while Sherry does that, I need you to re-log in because your internet was a little bit, or you might have to find another, just kind of like get a little signal boost. So because I'm going to bring you in after Sherry sets things up. Okay, go ahead, Sherry. Tell us a little bit about it.
So yes, I'm so excited about this year's Peace Conference. This is the 29th annual Youth Peace Conference. And usually every year our Peace Conferences are live theater. And we've had Peace Conferences, huge productions at the Paramount Theater downtown. And because of COVID, we've had to like step up our game and really get creative and inventive on how we can get our messages out there about social justice and community advocacy and work. And so last year when COVID hit, we had to take our live Peace Conference and make it into an audio series. It was called Senseless. And so it was kind of like old school radio, where the characters would be, you don't see them, but you hear it. And so what we did was we took the audio series and made it into a movie. So we went from Senseless to Senseless Smoke. Really just thinking about, as the summer approaches, what are some of the things that start happening in our community? The violence starts to increase, it's getting hot. And even like with the issue around COVID, there's a lot of things that people are going through and tensions are high. And we really want this movie to be something that speaks to how we're dealing with the violence in our community, how we're dealing with young people who are trying to manage, the violence that's happening to them, that's happening around them. And it speaks to the trauma that young people and their families are going through because of the violence that's happening. And one thing that's really cool about this is the movie is a kickoff to a summer campaign against violence. So we'll really be, doing a lot of other initiatives and community work to really, focus on this campaign to prevent violence this summer and beyond.
Wow. I feel like I'm coming full circle because when the Peace Conference first came onto the scene, it was because violence was at the all-time height in the city of Boston. This was in the mid 90s, and the whole idea was to convene people. That's why you talked about the barbecue and the basketball tournaments, and there was people that would come in. There were writers that had books that they would showcase. It was just beautiful, right? It was like a youth, I don't know, expose, but it was beautiful to always be a part of it. And I think that it is a staple when you think about the work that needs to be done in this community, in Boston in particular. But then there's been such an uptick in violence, and the conversation always does this, right? And I think that being so intentional as you all are being about uplifting everything that the community is experiencing and helping bring that perspective is, I think, in my opinion, is going to be key in terms of shifting the hearts and minds of people. Telling that story and moving people to an emotional space to understand the impact. So, Carrie, I'm not sure if you got to hear. So Sherry was kind of giving us the overview of the movie. So were you the director? Were you the movie star? I mean, because I know, here's what people don't know about Carrie. She's like Beyonce. She's like a triple threat. She does it all. So, Carrie, can you talk to us a little bit about your role in the filmmaking process?
Yes, thank you. Beyonce is actually one of my favorite artists, so my head is blown up right now. But watch out for me in the film. I'll be Mrs. G. And Mrs. G really is one of the elders in the community. And we want her role to serve as like bringing back this intergenerational feel, especially knowing that teen empowerment is a youth and adult partnership. It's very vital and important to show examples where those relationships exist. And so that is my role in the movie as Mrs. G. I can't say too much because I don't want to spoil the movie, but what I've been just doing is just giving insight on how can we make the movie stronger and how can we make the movie really resonate with all of the Black and brown residents in Boston. We want people to see themselves within the characters. We want them to resonate and say, hey, I know a brother like that. I know a sister like that. Or Mrs. G reminds me of such and such in my community. So we just really want to make the story relatable as possible and make it spark a conversation for what we need to do for violence prevention in the summer.
Yes, no, I cannot wait to see it. Jaquel talked to me a little bit about it. She popped up on my Instagram live, and so I got a little preview. But now I feel like I'm getting the inside scoop with the producers and the directors and the actresses who are behind it all. So tell us a little bit about the writing journey. Sherry, can you just talk to me a little bit about the work that the young people did? Like, did they write their lines? Like, can you talk to us a little bit about the creative journey?
Yeah, sure. So the process that we use at Teen Empowerment is always a group process. And we always get the youth's voice and perspective on, what should the storyline be about? What should, who should the characters be? So that it's real. It's coming from a real place with the young people. So when we start to figure out the peace conference, we have a couple of youth on as a YAC committee, a youth advisory committee. And they really get together as a committee and talk about, okay, what's the theme? What are the characters? What are we trying to get across? And so the young people at Teen Empowerment really think about that. What I do is I take all of their thoughts, their voices, their perspective, and I take it and I write a script. So yeah, I wrote the script, but it came from what the young people are saying this needs to be about. And of course, I wrote the lines, but then I feed it back to the youth and they're like, okay, Sherry, no, we would not say it like that. They have to check me on that because, some of the language or the way that young people are relating, they really give their input on that. And then I add that to the script and that's how it works. We come up with a product.
Yeah. Well, I know what this feels like to not be as hip as I used to be, because I'm like, yo, I gotta Google that. What does that mean? My daughter's like, is it busing? I'm like, I don't know. Where's the bus at? I don't even understand that. So Carrie, talk to us a little bit about your journey as an artist in this space, and what are some of the things that you're really hoping that people who are watching the movie walk away with?
I think this has been a long journey for me, and this has been a journey that's been filled with blessings, building relationships. I mean, I've been a part of, like I said before, I've been a part of Teen Empowerment for 6 years. The Peace Conference used to be an all theater production that we did at the Paramount Theater. And every Paramount Theater show, we'd sell out every single time. So this is a learning experience for me because I'm used to acting on the stage. I'm used to lights, camera, action, and the green room and all those things like that. And now I'm transitioning to film for the first time. And what I really want people to take away from this movie is that the power lays in the hands of the people. That we do have the power to take back our communities and promote peace through the power of the people, which is what the movie is about. And I'm really excited because this is a film. So hopefully we can reach more people than we previously did if we would have done it at the Paramount Theater.
Yes. And the thing too, what I really love that it's a film is that you are going to be doing, I'm going to assume there's going to be a screening and a movie. Come on, like talk to me about the release date, because I know you got trailers and all that. Can you talk to us about what's coming up next and with the sneak previews and all that good stuff? And also I'd like for people to know about the actual Peace Conference and the dates, the times, the location, like how can people log in and all that sort of stuff. So Sherry, talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay, so this year is different in the sense that this is our Peace Conference this year. Yeah. The film is the first day of our Peace Conference on May 26th. It's on Wednesday, May 26th from 5:30 to 7:30. Carrie and another character in the play, Willington, will be our host, and we will, have it streaming so that they can register, go on Teen Empowerment, Facebook, Twitter, all the social media, find it, register. And on Wednesday, May 26th, we will premiere the movie. That's the first day of our peace conference. It is a work in progress. So I just want to let people know that we're going to premiere it, at another time, like midsummer. But we're going to show what we have on May 26th. It's a movie. It's a real movie.
I know, but that's dope, because that's even a very smart strategy for marketing. Because what you're doing is getting people to want to see a little bit more of it. So talk to us a little bit about, it's a fundraiser too, right? From what I understand, I know I was selling tickets for you all at some point when we were at the Paramount building, because Carrie had me hustling. I was selling tickets to fundraise for your organization. So is it also a part of the fundraising, or people going to be able to watch it for free? Tell us.
Well, they can't watch it for free. Yes, they can watch it for free. But we're hoping that people will donate, that they will be willing to give. So we'll have an avenue for people to be able to do that. But if they register and they do it quick, they can get a link and log on and watch the movie for free. Also, on day 2 of the Peace Conference, that Thursday after the 27th, we are having workshops from some of the community-based organizations that are focused on the issues that are in the movie. So we have like the DA's office doing a workshop. We have teen empowerment doing workshops around the criminal justice system. And we have the BCAT doing workshops around like the candidates for the upcoming elections and accountability there. So there's going to be workshops that the community can come in and participate in. That's going to help, it's kind of like the action workshops to help with the issues that community is experiencing.
Wow. You guys have like a whole campaign, a whole master plan to do it all. Like, that's so dope, because it's engagement, it's educational, it's accountability, it's civic engagement. It's all of that. That is pretty dope. I don't know, Carrie, like, I'm sure Carrie was the mastermind behind it all, because Carrie always got a plan for everything. So talk to me about the action piece of it, Carrie, because I know as a youth activist, you are all about action. So what are you hoping will come out of this? What are you hoping that are some steps that people will be willing to take? What are some of the things that you're hoping to see?
Yeah, I think that I'm hoping that people will stay involved, that it's not just a one-day phenomenon and then people disappear and they go into their little silos and they think that they've done all for the community for the day. Because that happens a lot. We see that with protests as well. People come protest for a day, but then they don't follow up with next steps or try to get involved. So we're hoping that with the Peace Conference, it'll be different, that people can stay involved with next steps. And these next steps will be generated and created by the workshops. Whatever we have in the workshops, I can say Gang Votes, also known as BCAT, will be hosting their own workshop on elected officials and accountability. So there's going to be all sorts of workshops that the community could be a part of. And I can speak about that one because, that's my group at TE. But yeah, I think just to create next steps with the community and get everybody in the room, because it takes a village and to actually make action with this, because we don't want to just talk for a day. Let's see what community-based organizations can get involved and what can they do.
Yep, absolutely. And this is a movement. I really do see this as something that is long-term. It's not a one and done. It's that you guys are being so super intentional about what it looks like. And so that is what the real work is all about, is what happens after the event. And I see you shaking your head, Sherry. You want to say something about kind of like the overall movement that you all are building right here, right now?
Yeah, well, like Carrie said, the campaign is called Senseless Smoke, Promoting Peace Through the Power of the People. And we are the movement. Something in the movie, a character in the movie talks about the fact that, nobody's going to do it for us. And that's what we're trying to really encourage our community, with is that we can do it. We can do it. You know, we can really get involved. We can connect. And that's why we do some of these community-based events where we're pulling people together, because many times we used to do, Carrie mentioned the basketball tournaments at Washington Park. And initially people were like, oh, you all are crazy. You all can't bring all those people out there together because people are going to be, you know, violent. And we're like, no, our community, we can get together and we can enjoy each other and we can have a good time and be together safely. And it's possible. It's possible. We just have to hold each other responsible for it. And I think that's a part of the movement is, you know, not letting that narrative live on, you know, that we can't be a community and we can't have, you know, power and say in how we treat each other. So I think we continue to get that message out to our own community that we have the power as a people to make change.
That's
Can
right.
I mind if I
Sure.
add
Go ahead. Absolutely. This is your show. Go ahead.
Yeah, I remember that day. That day was one of the biggest, I want to say, moments in history that I've seen. It was a real, it was like a moment in my community that I was so proud of. I remember we were arguing that day because people were saying we cannot have a basketball tournament at Malcolm X Park. There's going to be shooting. But you know what ended up happening? Over 600 people came to the basketball tournament. And we actually had people who didn't even agree with each other from different street gangs at the same basketball tournament, playing in the tournament with each other. Right. So it's not the fact that it's not possible. We just have to destigmatize this concept of too many Black people in the same space. We can never have anything.
Yes. Oh my God. So, you know, I'm loving all of this. And you know what I also find to be, for me, and Carrie knows this, and Sherry, I don't know if you know this, but I used to work at MTV 150 years ago. Not that long because they weren't even around, but I used to work in television. And as a producer and a director, I wanted to bring back the skills that I learned in New York and at MTV to help young people do what you are doing right now, is to tell their own stories and to utilize video as a way to combat the violence, to talk about teen dating violence, to talk about, you know, everything that they were going through. So in many ways, while you're also thinking about this as an engagement strategy and a way to help shed light on the violence, you're also creating a workforce development opportunity, because through this process, you're actually creating opportunities for young people to learn about production, to learn about acting, to learn about writing. Like, this is like what we should be investing in when I think about the work, because what you're doing is building pathways for young people who are already creative. Yo, we should be the ones who rule Hollywood, okay? Because the talent and the creativity, they look at us, they package us, they take our culture and we package it and sell it to us, right? Like, yo, we're so dope like that. And I think that this is what it looks like when we're directing and writing and producing for ourselves. I think that this is the way. I think this is the way that we need to go if we're really serious about career explorations for young people, reducing violence, is giving people, especially young people, an opportunity to have access to skill and a love for something else. There's someone here who his name is Lee. He said that he wants to know whatever he could do to help y'all. He got people who trying to help y'all.
Nice.
He said he was the director and the editor for the Violence in Boston film featuring Cannon, who we all love. So that's somebody who already working with somebody who we are all familiar with. So I'm gonna make sure that you guys, Lee, if you're still with us, if you could just drop your email or your phone, however, or your website, so that Teen Empowerment can connect with you, because this is all about building those relationships, right? And I even think that your journey of doing this should be documented. Like, what you're doing and how you're doing it is a story that needs to be told.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. And it's I'm really appreciative of, people, Lee, people who want to help and assist, because you're right, Julia. The young people have been a part of the filming, have been a part of the acting. We had extras that came from the community that are young people. The music is from TE Studios program, where we hire young artists from the community to create socially conscious music and art. So they're scoring the film. So it's all original music from teen empowerment youth artists. So, it is opening up a pathway for young people in our community to be able to get the experience in the arts and in these different technical fields. It's huge.
It's huge. And you know what? I'm always thinking about, that's my problem, because I'm like, oh my God, there's an advertising agency called the Hill Holiday. They're here in the city of Boston. They should be working alongside teen empowerment to, once the young people have gone through this training with you all, they can get internships and paid internships to continue to build their skills in graphic design. And I know some of y'all are fashionistas too. You guys have your little sets and some of the clothes that I saw in some of the other productions. I saw some really dope outfits there. So I just think that Boston needs to open, all these businesses across the city need to open up their doors to young people and create as many opportunities to tap into the amazing skills and talents that already exist. We don't have to go to New York. We don't have to go to Hollywood. Boston is right here. We have so much talent. And this is what it looks like. You guys are about to put Boston on the map. Yo, and I'm going to be there to see it. Yes. Carrie,
manifest it.
Yes. So, Carrie, since you're all on the social media tip, do you want to talk about, like, is it at Teen Empowerment? Like, where are your socials? Like, talk to us about where we can, like, watch the trailer and then get hip to the film. We want to know all those details. And I can drop it in here. I'm going to go to tell me where I should go, www.teenempowerment.org.
Yeah. You can also go to the Facebook page, the Center for Teen Empowerment on Instagram, or the Center for Teen Empowerment on the Facebook page. There's also an event page called Senseless Smoke, the official movie premiere. And people can just, register for that. The link should be under the event page. Just say that you're going so that you can get your free premiere ticket to watch the movie. And I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm trying to do something new that I've never done on this.
Trailer. The trailer is also on YouTube.
Okay, good. So I'm trying to be clever with my technology skills. I put it on there. I don't know if anyone can see it, but I can see it on my screen. It says teenempowerment.org.
Yep, that's the
that's the best that I can do. I don't even know how to get rid of it because I did something wrong here. It says I have an error. But anyways, as long as y'all can see what matters, I am so incredibly happy that we were able to. So tell us again the name of the movie. Senseless Smoke, was that it?
Senseless Smoke.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm a good listener. And it's kicking off on the 26th, but we have a series of events, and then there's an event on May the 29th.
May 26th is the movie. May 27th is the workshops.
And what happens on the 29th?
There's nothing on the 29th.
Well, we're gonna make something up because in my head I thought there was something.
We'll be resting on the 29th, and we'll get back at it on the 30th.
Okay, I just like in my I don't know why I was thinking. I was like, that's something on the 29th. It's me and my calendaring. Okay, so if people want to get in touch, Sherry, what's the best email to reach you at?
Sherry@teenempowerment.org. SHERI@teenempowerment.org.
And Carrie, what about for you? What's the best way for people to get connected?
Carrie Mays101@gmail.com.
Awesome. And so don't forget, Teen Empowerment is a nonprofit organization. And while there is no ask for fundraising for the movie, you can watch it. We're going to encourage our viewers to make a donation to support the work of this amazing organization that has been around for years, doing the good work and bringing people together across their differences. This is what it looks like when we build together. So thank you both for joining me tonight. I cannot wait until next Wednesday. I'm glad that we made this happen.
Yes, me too.
Yes. And
Yes.
so for our, yes, you know, I never miss an opportunity to help. I love y'all. So Carrie and Sherry, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I will see you all next Wednesday at your premiere. And for those who are tuning in, again, this is Woke Women Wednesdays. We talk about all things Black and Brown, the breakdown. On Wednesday at 11 o'clock in the morning, you can link up with Senator Dianne Wilkerson, and at 8 o'clock at night, join me for all things You Know What's Up. So don't forget, stay woke. Lots of love. Bye, you guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, that was easy, right?